Because of the recent performance by some PAP MPs in the parliament, I have somewhat become pessimistic of Singapore's future. If we carry on to let some immature MPs from PAP go on forever to finding themselves in the government, sooner or later, I think Singapore's progress will become hopeless. Not only had they been a joke of the parliament, but also caused much embarrassment with their immature behavior at the parliament. MP Lee Hsien Loong, she gave an idea of using Baby Shark or Coco Melon style songs to help Singaporeans children to become whatever green champion. Is she thinking that the parliament is tolerant? When it comes to caring for the environment, it depends on how the parents and school teachers educate the children, besides telling them how to study only. It's nothing to do with how we're going to shop to do with our children, but how they grow up in the family and cultivate that basic value. Long time ago, when we were brushing our teeth, we used cups to hold the water to wash our mouth, but now we are using hands to hold the water while it keeps on flowing from the faucet. So are we going to shop to do with our children to learn not how to waste water? So she's going to waste some money on some shop to do program to care for the environment. Our grandparents could even come up with much better idea than her. Sean Huang. He was crying despite he's a man, and he brought his daughter into the picture as he was talking about science and technology capabilities in Singapore. Among so many examples he could think of, he used his daughter's birthday to link to his topic. Ridiculous, right? Is the parliament some sort of support group where people are sharing and crying about their families or some personal problems or matters? And why must he shed his tears at the parliament to let us see instead of doing it before or after in his own private park room during his quiet time? Were he thinking of shedding his tears until all crocodiles are dried out in Sungai Buloh water? I don't think Singaporeans care about their daughter or even birthday because they have nothing to do with the public and also nothing to do with the science and technology advancement. Poor Lee Hsien. She said she was concerned about the mushrooming of bubble tea outlets all over Singapore because it could affect the health of the public, like causing diabetes and obesity. But the thing is, why must she focus on bubble tea? Bubble tea is just some tea with bubbles, just that many Singaporeans love to drink coffee and tea with gaya roti, but without bubbles every morning. She doesn't even have the basic knowledge of what is the real problems that's led to diabetes and obesity. Did she study in RI? When our lifestyle advances, we always demand good things and want to eat more good things. When it comes to eating nasi lemak, we don't want to have just rice and eggs, but with chicken, otak, and even lobster together. This is the issue. It's nothing to do with drinking bubble tea, but how we live our life. Is she living in the castle for too long, or has never experienced the hardship, or has some simple life before? It's like listening to some kindergarten teachers teaching children not to drink bubble tea. Then how about kopi and gaya, which is also a killer? An Wei Neng. It came up with a silly idea of having a timestamp on degrees granted by local university and said that graduates should renew their certificates by studying again and again every 5 years. So isn't this telling us those overseas degrees are much better than Singapore's, and this will cause foreigners to laugh at our education? Why should we study in Singapore since like buying some groceries, like buying a can of sardine with an expiration date? Was he copying the COVID-19 situation and he came up with this kind of ridiculous idea to take the first vaccine, second vaccine, third booster, and so on to maintain the immunity for our degree certificates? After knowing how those amateur new MPs behave in the parliament, my heart sunk, and what I see in Singapore is it will be ruined by them easily one day. I wish the old minister and the old MPs like Heng Swee Keat, Shanmugam, Teo Chee Hean, and even Lee Hsien Loong could live longer than me, so that I won't have the chance to see how Singapore will fall under the hands of those mediocre. If not for the old minister and the old MPs still hanging on and don't quit to maintain Singapore, I would not support the opposition. Remember, leave down comments and see ya.